What is up, you guys? It's your boy Louie Torres, and welcome to the first episode of Tacos and Tequila Tuesday with Louie Torres. And of course, huge shout out to my boy PJ, who owns Parks Custom Pedals, and he sent me this shot glass along with his Merauder overdrive distortion pedal, which is an incredible beast of a monster. So let's start off with some Patron. I thought I had Patron Silver, but it's añejo. It's not really much of a shot kind of tequila, but any tequila that is tequila is always good, unless it is Jose Cuervo. In that case, it's just complete garbage. So don't drink any. Is this not? Are you kidding me right now? Hold on. I thought this Dos Equis was actually a twist off, and it is not. There we go. Might as well have been. So, guys, here's to taco and tequila. We're going to talk smack today. So, not really. But, let me know what you guys think about the whole Dave Mustaine being on Gibson now. And here's the one thing. You have to look at it from maybe two different perspectives. You know, the guy used Jackson guitars for years. And then I think at one point for a blip, he had a few ESPs. Then eventually migrated his way over to Dean, which I don't know how the heck Dean got him. But I'm not a Dean guy. I'm just not. I've never been when I was younger. Just never liked them as a company. Never liked the headstock. I know some of you guys love the headstock and love it, live for it, and I think that's awesome. Love whatever you love. For some reason, I was never drawn to it. For me, it was always that Jackson style headstock. Regardless of the shape, you can even have a star shape, but to me, it needed that Jackson headstock shape or ESP shape headstock, even the newer ESP headstocks. So with Dave Mustaine being on Gibson now, and you guys know how I feel about the whole Gibson Mesa thing. It's great for Mesa in the short term. I think it'll be crazy for Mesa in the long term to have Gibson or Gibson's parent company, KKR, run the show for them. But, good for Dave that he, at his older age, finally has a company that is the company, right? I mean, it's literally Gibson or it's Fender as far as that upper echelons, brand recognition. I mean, these are guitar companies that were around in the 40s and 50s. So, they've been around forever. Every guitar company that's been around since the 50s has literally been some kind of version of a Gibson or a Fender guitar. So here's the one thing. If you are Dave Mustaine, you're going to get a huge payout by working with a company like Gibson. So to that respect, I'm glad. He had throat cancer a couple of years ago, then battled it, won it, but at my age, I kind of know enough people that passed away from cancer, and, God bless him if it is in remission and stays in remission for the next 35 years to the point where he ends up passing away of natural causes for years to come. But that's not always the case. So, Dave Mustaine has two kids, right? He has his wife and his two kids. Electra, if you haven't noticed her. That's right. So you have to, as a parent, you got to take care of your kids, whether you're there or not there. So, they clearly have the Mustaine winery that they have. And, his kids are going to be able to make a living from that, from the Megadeth brand altogether. And then, of course, whatever, sign-on bonus he ends up getting from Gibson, which I can't imagine is just going to be in the few 100,000. That's, maybe it's year one, it's a $2 million deal, and he gets a certain percentage for each guitar that's sold. That's his signature guitar. And if you've seen or haven't seen photos, this is what that guitar looks like now. It's a V. It is, it has the old Gibson banana kind of shaped hockey stick headstock to some degree. I mean, it's not like ESP's George Lynch headstock, but it's the traditional, Gibson headstock that was always found on the Explorers. So, is that his way of telling Metallica, like, son, I just one-upped you guys? It's one way of doing it. He basically got kicked out of Metallica, but it's his own doing. When you're kind of the guy that constantly drinks and doesn't care about anyone and just kind of starts fights, that's what happens. You get booted off the team. So, what? Did you hear that? That was the taco calling my name. It's good. It's tacos from La Fiesta in Clifton Park, New York. Okay. So, did you guys check the video that I made earlier today? What? Yeah, when dudes talk smack, bro, sometimes you just gotta give it back to them. And someone was talking some smack. I reached out to him and was just like, you're a dick. That's what that was. And then he decided to make a video. And I made a follow-up where I responded and was just like, you're not worth the time, dude. So, but if you haven't caught that video, you have to watch it from the beginning to the end. And if you know about the shirts versus the blouses, then you guys get an A right out of the rip. If you don't know about shirts versus the blouses, you're going to have to Google it. You're going to have to watch that Charlie Murphy skit from about 10 years ago. You're going to laugh. And at the end of the video, you guys let me know what the video eventually fades off to. But you have to watch the skit first. So, dude, I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. And this is just a verbal fighting. Like, dude, I'm a brawler. I'm a brawler. Dude, and that's just how I've always been. When you're in Brooklyn, dude, that's just how it is. I fought guys that were 6'5", picked them up and slammed them. And I've had fights in the middle of the street where cop cars rolled up and, it just happens. I was a fighter. I was just that kid, and I'm like that as an adult. And don't fuck with me. Dude, do not fuck with me. And I think that everyone has it in them to do just that, You mess around with the wrong person, dude, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you think you're crazy, and then there's guys that are crazier. And that's how that shit rolls. So, what else, dude? Let me take another shot of this tequila. I wish I had checked to see if I had silver. I have another silver, but it's just a really, really expensive bottle. And I didn't want to. So again, this shot goes out again to my boy PJ from Parks Custom Pedals. He made me this shot glass, and I wanted the first episode to include it. I definitely should have gotten silver. Anyway, so Gibson, and now what else has been going on in the entire music world? I feel like I've been watching a lot of ads lately for guitarists who have these videos that you can buy and learn how to play leads. And, I kind of feel like a lot of teachers don't really leave you with like exercises. They're just like, I'm going to teach you about music. Bro, I'm not hiring you so you can teach me the history of music. I want at the very end to have some kind of an exercise so I can learn. So in a week from now, I can show you and be like, this is what I learned that you taught me. And I went from slow and now I'm much faster. And now I'm ready for the next exercise. But some of these videos don't do that, you know? So I'm always like reaching out to my boys who are just incredible lead guitarists. And my boy Ramir is absolutely amazing. That dude's been telling me all of his amazing secrets, which is funny because I can't tell you those secrets because it's his secret. So, but he's giving me enough detail on how he comes up with riffs and writing. And, you know, keep in mind that, you know, I learned how to play, but I always played in a band, you know, so I'm always one of 4 or 5 people that are throwing ideas into the air. And when you have that, it's so much easier. Like, believe me, it's so much easier. It's so much easier writing an entire song literally in one sitting in, you know, 35, 45 minutes than it is you staring in front of your amps trying to figure out what to play next. So, how do you guys go about writing your music? If you're in a band, this does not pertain to you. Yeah, again, you have that constant barrage from your bassist, your other guitarist, your drummer who's like, I want to play this. Let's try to write something that fits that. But if you're home and you're stuck like I am because of COVID, like how are you guys piecing things together? I feel like, you know, and just leave comments below. I feel like everyone has their own little take on how to do things. I've seen guys use metronomes. I've seen guys not use metronomes because it's too distracting for them. I know guys that record the audio from like their audio app on their phone. Some people always write into a DAW. Like I probably know like 10 guys and they're just like, I just write, you know, direct into my DAW. I label it. Then I come back to it later and literally they will splice a song together. You know, they'll just listen to something, cut it. Okay, I'm going to move that here. I'm going to play the rest of the track. Okay, I like this part. Let me take that, splice that, put it at the end of this other one. So it's just real interesting how everyone has their own little take on how they do things. But again, leave a comment below. Let me know, even if it's just like one little thing that you do. I feel like people will pick and choose what works for them based on their style and how they do it. You know, and the hard part is trying to start this community where everyone's willing to share, you know? And that's just tough in general because, you know, like the YouTuber that was talking smack, like I feel like he is trying to figure out a way, and he's done this for ages now where he just grabs everyone else's coattail. You know, if someone makes a video and it does well, like literally 2 days later, he has the same exact concept, the same idea, and he just rips it from other people. In fact, I have people that are part of the family, and they're just like, yo, let me send you these 2 videos, and here's a video from like a month ago, and then here's this dude's video from a week ago, and you just know that it's literally taken from that person, which is funny. But I feel like, you know, that's not really what I want. You know, I don't want someone that's going to be that much of a hater that's just going to steal something and not give that other person the credit that they deserve. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to like, yo, like, especially if you're in some high government position and you're plagiarizing someone else's stuff, like, you know, like that's not ethical. Like I just think like, hey, if you're this ethical person, then why are you doing all this? Because you can't be that dumb that you don't pick up on what you're doing being wrong because other people get to see it. But I feel like he thinks that if other people end up getting subscribers, that there's this finite pool of subscribers that if someone else gets an extra 1,000 subscribers, that he now has 1,000 less. Like, I don't get it. Like, dude, like there's people that have millions of subscribers. What's Jared at? 6 million, and then Stevie T is like at 2.6 million. Like, come on, dude. Like, really? Okay, I get it. But then again, I don't get it, and I'm going to take another shot because you have to have another shot. This right here is to my boy Dilo Roman. You are the man, as always. You know that you are, and your family. You since day one, dude. That dude's looked out for me like, did you see that? I was just about to put the cork on my Dos Equis instead of the tequila shot. What? More tacos? The funny thing is that I'm literally just by myself. It's me and my camera. So, what else? I feel like everyone's waiting for bands to finally start playing. And that's just, I see footage of some of my old bands, or some of my old favorite bands. And I'm just like, please tell me that 2021 is going to be the year of bands touring. And that's going to be tough because how do you plan a tour when you still don't know what's going on with COVID? Everyone's trying to go for their shot. People in New York are like forced to drive 3.5 hours to Plattsburgh, New York, or 2.5 hours to Western New York out to where? To Utica, Syracuse. Like, dude, it's far. It's crazy. Like, some people have to travel boatloads of miles, and we just have to hope that 2021 opens that door to shows. Sammy from Goat Whore, they had a great show online a few weeks back. I bought, if you haven't been watching my YouTube channel, I think I own 7 of their shirts now. 7? 8? I got Willie, his cat. I got that shirt. I bought 6 at the show. And I think, did I order another one? I may have. I would have. It's like 6. It's at least 7 and maybe 8 shirts. Like I'm looking forward to doing that. I want to see my favorite bands and see what merchandise they have, buy hats, buy t-shirts, whatever, buy albums. Last time I saw Terror, I'm at the show. I bought a few t-shirts. I bought a hat. I bought this vinyl. A few other albums. Here's Wounded Heart by Candiria. Right, is that the name of this album? Jesus Christ. I think so. But anyway, but that's what you do, It's not just seeing your band, but or seeing the band, it's also being excited about supporting them, and supporting them isn't just buying a ticket for $20, $30. It's also, they really make their money selling t-shirts. I bought this t-shirt when I saw the Cro-Mags, like 2 miles from my house. And that's what you do. I feel like I'm waiting for shows so I can get all of this gear and support them and see them continue on and continue doing well. And but 2020 was a rough year, rough for everyone. And Texas, man, I'm so sorry you guys ran into that whole winter craziness where I had guys sending me photos of literally their bathtubs just full of snow. And they're just like, that's just so it can melt and we'll have something there that we can use. So if anyone needs bands to start playing again, that's going to be Texas. And you guys need, I just think that's crazy. And then, not to get all political, but then when you had their ding dong senator who's like, I'm going to Mexico. adios. And and he leaves. And in case you guys didn't catch wind of it, your boy Ted Cruz and his wife and kids left Texas to go to Mexico, but they left their little dog in the freezing house by the name of Snowflake. Poor little Snowflake is home, freezing. Mom, Dad, kids, where are you guys? We're warming up, tanning. Where are you, Snowflake? So that made things infinitely worse for me because I have a dog. And I could never see myself doing that. Could you, you know you're a bad parent when you take your dog and you leave it in your freezing cold house and you have security that's outside in his car staying warm. And your poor little dog is inside that's going to eventually die. Because they're not huskies, they're not, he has a little poodle, Poodles aren't huskies. Those things, huskies love the winter. Poodles are just like, dude, I'm shivering cold. Look how much body fat I have. Nothing, skin and bones. So, But anyway, guys, okay. So I think I'm going to wrap up this first episode of Taco and Tequila Tuesdays with Louie Torres. Next Tuesday, you need to have I may do it live. I think that'll be funny. And then I'll give a shout out for anyone that is seriously at home with tacos in one hand and tequila on the other. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Visit me next Tuesday. Again, like I said, I may just do it live. And huge shout out to anyone that shows up to band practice with their taco and tequila. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you. Please hold. Salud. I will see you next Tuesday. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Drink and go to sleep. And I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys loon. I have to remind myself to get silver. Oof. Guys, I'll talk to you guys soon.